You want a piece of apple?
You want a piece of apple? Go food. Wanna eat? Go food. Go food. You have a piece of apple. Yeah.
You want this, Tinker? No.
So here we go. We're trying out this product. Hanover sale table material again. Cup for cup, pizza crust mix, gluten-free. So to make this, we need it. There's supposed to be a package of yeast inside of it. We need a room temperature egg, and we need a cup of warm water as well. But we've got to take a third of a cup out of this first to use later. And there's the packet of yeast. Perfect Rise gourmet yeast. Not regular yeast, gourmet yeast. Got a picture of the bread machine on it. So, pour this into a large bowl, it says. Wants us to take out a third of a cup to use later on. We're going to open the pack of yeast. Whisk the egg in with the warm water in a separate container. Using the forks, mix the water egg mixture into the crust and mix it, thoroughly moistening it. This feels more like a pie crust than a pizza dough, but
What?
oh, just this feels funny, the texture of this. I have to actually knead it by hand until it
It tastes funny too.
we put enough tomato sauce or cheese on it.
Yeah, we don't like it, but it's made sauce on it.
We like a lot of cheese.
What?
We like a lot of cheese, though.
Yeah. But you did
I
say
might even have
cheese.
some white sauce.
You did say.
And we got pepperonis, too.
Wow.
Isn't that exciting? No.
Yeah. I like pepperoni. I like the flavor of pepperoni.
But not the pepperonis.
But not there. Yeah.
Oh, we could do something about that.
You can't do anything.
Yeah, we cook them on it and take them off like you do.
What?
We either chop them up wicked fine, or we could just take them off the pizza, and when you eat it, and then the flavoring will still, the oil from the pizza.
That's what I use. It's done that way too.
Yep. This does not look like enough dough to do two pizzas with, but we'll see. It's wicked sticky though. I think that's true though with some non-gluten bread mixes. He made a point of saying they don't want you to roll it out, they want you to push it out. I don't know if I have the patience for pushing things out. I cheated. This is going to be a really thin crust. We'll have to see if it rises or what. This has, as one of its many ingredients that they've added on, is xanthan gum. Xanthan gum can take the place of gluten in that it creates a mechanism where these air bubbles are trapped in the dough. The yeast is still going to work in here. The bubbles are going to be trapped by that xanthan gum, and it's going to give the bread texture that it didn't have before, supposedly, because we don't have any gluten. Gluten is in wheat. I love gluten. Well, this has specs in it. It's got some kind of vegetables in it, hopefully. That's probably enough. Let's spread it out. I don't want things to just run off of this. I'll put it out near the edge, but not to the edge. Now we're using our oldest cheese blend first, which is this. We didn't use it all up last time. You can buy this in the small or bigger bags. And this by far is the most expensive component of making a pizza by, from scratch. We did buy this mix. That mix cost $3.50. I'm going to say if I was to buy the, couldn't find an exact match because people were selling it with shipping or without in groups of 6 packages at least. So I'm going to say I believe that that's about half price of that. This little packet of flour and yeast mixture must have cost around $7. But like it. So here's what we're calling the appropriate amount of pepperoni. We got Hormel original. It's so funny now that this may go bad before I use it, and it's going to go right in the refrigerator. It wasn't refrigerated where I bought it, but I buy it, open it, put it in the refrigerator, and I've noticed you still can go moldy because now with the shipping problems, we actually don't know. I still get a date on it, but somehow things are just kind of, the shelf life is just kind of used up in transport, I guess. Here's the finished product. Looks done. I don't think it's going to be super crispy crust, but we have what we have. Taste test. Okay, here's what it looks like. You can see it isn't really crispy. Putting it on that stone obviously would have cooked the bottom of it really rapidly and allowed it to have a crispy texture. But I don't have a pizza stone at this point. We got 1 thumbs up. I'm in the middle. Although, if you can eat, gluten, trying these different products, you taste them differently. Because if I was actually gluten intolerant, I would be looking for something that's close to pizza. But when you can eat gluten, trying something like this is a little harder to actually judge, because most people are only going to buy gluten-free products if they need them. This was on sale, that's why I wanted to try it out. Good color on the edges. I like it. I mean, this crust and regular crust, I would go with regular crust, but I think when you're talking about the whole idea of, you can't have the other, especially if you were to get this crispier, I think this would be good. I don't know, too thin. I would wager to say that you couldn't really make 2 13-inch pizzas out of this, unless they're going to be very, very thin. We usually have pizza that's thicker. One this way, one this way.